Hi, Dave Parrish here at Knack Builders, doing another Knack functionality video. This one will be quick. It's easy, but it's a really nice field with some functions to it. Image fields. Any, obviously, photographs or any type of image can be uploaded and managed in a few different ways. And I will be right back to go through a few details. Thank you. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to address using image fields in the Knack app. It's somewhat of a special field. It just doesn't take, it takes an image file, but it does some other functionality, which is quite useful. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Here's an app, and under File, you can choose File, which is something like a Word document, PDF, or an image. In an image, you click on this, and then you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to go to one we have here. So here's the deal with it. First of all, you can upload image file. So if I have some JPEG or PNG, it will just take the file. Or you can say, you know what, I want to load it from an external URL. You have a URL someplace that leads to an image. You can then use that instead of the actual image file. And when you upload it, whatever you upload is going to be whatever size that you told it to be. So it could be large or small. And when you're doing certain things in Knack, though, you may have different photos, but you may not want all of them to display in different sizes. So Knack gives you the ability to what it calls thumbnails, and you can create as many as you want, that take that image and make it a certain size. You can do it by pixel, percent, or resize to square also, which is often a good thing to do. Here's an example of how you might use multiple. Let me get to it. I'm going to call up an app. I'm going to do a search here. And notice this. All these are the same size. We've made them square. Now, the actual size of each one of these, when we upload it, it could be different. Now, this one down here, we didn't upload a square image, so that's why that's not like that. But now these are all, largely balanced on the page. And that's because what I believe we're using is resized by 200 by 200. Now when you have your object and the field in here, it just shows image. But again, you told it to use a couple different sizes. Now when you go to the pages side though, and let's say you're entering photos of something, let's find a list of programs, the table. Right here are the images. And when I go over to grab the image, since I've made those different sizes, I have the original image size, and now produce what just now looks like different fields. So we have the image, the 100 by 100 that we made, and the 200 by 200 that we made. So those are all available when you want to use them. Here's an example. We use this image here. We drive down to the detail. Could be a different size here. It's the same image. So that can be useful. Let me show you something else you can do with these also. Here's a different app. Placing orders, and this is a line item of an order. And they take a picture of what they need because someone else is going out to get it for them. So they can take that picture, but here it is, and they can click on it and make it bigger. So that's, and if there's more than one picture, it allows you to do this scrolling through thing, which is useful too sometimes. So that's sort of it with the images, although I have a couple other comments about how they're managed. Let's go to the app. Let's go to data and our image, or an object in which an image resides. Here's what Knack does with that. Here's the image. Now it looks like the image is here. Now if I export this, and you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to export it. I'm going to open it up. And here's that image. The image isn't actually stored in Knack. It creates a URL, and then it resides on an Amazon Web Service server, and then this is the link to the URL. So it's not exactly the a native image into that export you do, but look at this also. If you ever need that actual URL, you can call up. This is a browser with that image in it, and right up here is the actual URL, which can present some issues when you're uploading data. You need the URL to upload an image, so you have a lot of records you want to upload. If you just have the images, you're going to have to do those manually, or I believe there's some processes you can do with maybe Zapier, but I think Integromat, you can build a workflow that allows you to do a couple things. Solve that issue that I just mentioned, and I think even resize images. Let's say you're taking images on an iPhone here. Well, these things produce a pretty large image, 1.5 megabytes, I think, at least, and you don't really have control to make those smaller right on the phone, and you don't want to have to resize every time you put it in. And if you have a lot of images, those can take up space on your account. And I think there's a process in which is a topic for another video in Integromat, where you can tell it to go resize those, and it will do that. Another thing with images, once that URL is available, let's say you got this, even if you were logged in, you got access to the image, you created, you clicked on it, got the image, you found the URL. Well, that URL is not protected. If someone got a hold of that URL and put it in a browser, they will be able to call up that image. So if you are having sensitive information uploaded, it is better to, let's go to fields, to create a file. And I'm going to go down, I'm going to create that. And in file, you can tell it to be secure, and it won't be accessible unless they have a login. Although if you do it that way, you're going to lose that thumbnail ability and that scrolling through with that interface ability, which are nice if you need them, but again, if it's really sensitive, you may not want it, and you can use it as a file instead of an image. So that's what I had. That's my topic, a pretty simple one. And if you liked it, you know where to like it on the bottom and subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate it. Thank you.